Michael, nice to have, I guess, a week off to have injuries clear up.
Yep, in a way. So it's good to not have a Tuesday game, as you say. So it's good to have a bit of a rest and yeah, try and get some bodies back if we can.
And you said if we can. Is there any sign of the likes of Rico being available?
So Rico's close. So we think he'll take some part in Saturday, which is great. What that looks like, we're just getting through today, tomorrow, and then see. So that's good. Freddie's out at the minute, so we think he's probably 10 days, if you like, 14 days away. Yeah, and Jacko's in a mask back in training, but we think that's probably a bit too early for this Saturday.
So possibly another week or so.
Possibly another week or so, yeah.
And then there were no new injuries that we're not aware of?
The only other thing is like Ethan. We're not sure with Ethan Hamilton. So he came off with the game, so we're not sure with Ethan at the moment what's going on with him. So we'll see, because he's obviously been out with an injury and then back in, and yeah, that might have flared up again. That could be something or nothing. We're just waiting for him to see a specialist, really. So.
Football can change very quickly, can't it? You know, a couple of weeks ago, at the start of January, after the game at Blackpool, you know, feeling of doom and gloom. It's amazing how it changes, isn't it? And you know, you keep saying about the players still having, you know, belief and confidence, but results always help. Yeah,
I know the results definitely help. They definitely help the belief and definitely help the confidence. But you know, experience tells me that football can change really quick, like you just said, whether that's injuries, whether that's performance, whether that's results, and you just have to trust your own ways and your own processes that we do as coaching staff and a club, and then hopefully we can keep picking up points. And every game's a tough game in this level. Every game's going to be a hard game for us, but I think if you trust your processes, and eventually you get the results you deserve if you put the performances in. And I think definitely the one thing for me is having the bodies back helps the squad to be more competitive and harder for players to get into, and I think that's one of the beauties we've had over the last sort of couple of weeks. When bodies are back, the places are more competitive, and hopefully you see the performances on the pitch from that.
Have the way some of the players come back surprised them? Obviously we've talked a bit about Rico in the past, but when you think how long Ben House has been back, it's not just that he's come back and played the amount of minutes he has, but at the level he has as well.
Yeah, I think so. It's always, you know, people talk about being match fit and not match fit, but or if you like, match sharp. But I think we've got a great medical team here. You know, Kieran and the medical team work really hard in order to get them to a place where we can safely get them back on the grass. But then we obviously do, on the long terms, we obviously do some work with them into training before they even come back onto the pitch. So it's more so about managing them when they come in, and that's not just throwing them into 90 minutes. It's giving them bits and pieces, if you like, a few minutes here, and manage that across a 3-game week, a 2-game week, a 1-game week, whatever that looks like. And I think that's the beauty of having a good MDT team around you, that we can manage that. And I think that's credit to the staff and the individuals, the players, how we manage that. Because every player wants to come back in and play 90 straight away, but we know that's not necessarily the best for the medium to long term.
As the head coach, how hard is it sometimes when they'll tell you X player needs another few days or another week, and yet you need a result? Is that a difficult balance sometimes, that you might need to take the decision that's more towards the team?
Yeah, I think, like, you know, that's ultimately the decision making of the head coach. You get all the information around you and you get all of the advice, but there'll be times when I have to make a key decision that might get us the 3 points, or keep that player on the pitch for a little bit longer, or even a bit shorter, whatever that looks like. And I think that is the job of the head coach, is to make those decisions that are informed and educated from the staff. And in that moment in time, I think that is the job. In the moment in time, trying to make the right decision for the individual, but for the team as well.
And we talked a little bit there about how things can change quickly in football. I guess that's what they'll be thinking at Port Vale, because you can't sugarcoat it. They're not on a great run really at the moment.
Yeah, they're not on. We know they're not on the best of runs, but we weren't on the best of runs not so long ago. And you know, I think there's definitely, you know, a manager bounce with the new manager coming in, and they've played 2 different systems. They've played with a back 3 against Cheltenham, which we've seen, and they've played a back 4 against Reading. I was there at Reading on Tuesday night watching, and I thought they played really well and pressed more aggressively. So there's definitely a way that he's trying to change the team. And we know it's going to be a tough place to go with the pitch and the size of their pitch, and they're a bit better at home. But well, we've just got to focus on what we do, because I think when we focus as a group of players and a group of staff on what we do, I think that's the most important thing, rather than worrying about other people and what they're doing.
How much different and how much of a help is it that you can go to a game like the Reading game? Because obviously you didn't have one on. You can physically go yourself, not relying on videos, on computer programs. You can see it with your own eyes.
Yeah, I love it. I whenever I can, and you know, I love to get out and watch the teams live for many reasons. I think, you know, seeing it through Scout and I can watch every game in the world through that. But I think just seeing it live and seeing how the players deal with their life situation is fantastic. I don't like the M1 diversions on the way home until 1 in the morning, but I do like watching teams live when I can.
And are you like the Scouts? Do you leave quarter of an hour before the end of the game?
No. I like to stay because I think sometimes in that last 15-20 minutes of the game you see changes going on to win games and lose games, and you actually see coaching decisions going on as well, so it's really important that I stay to the end, really.